It is indeed a pleasure and an honor to accept on behalf of the state of Alabama, the National Superintendent. I'm sorry, that's my Thursday speech. Forgive me, guys. It is indeed a pleasure and an honor to accept this award and nomination. I truly count it as a blessing. There's so many people I need to thank for being part of my life and putting me in a position to even be considered as the Alabama State Superintendent of the Year. It goes without saying that I am truly thankful to my family. My two children, Antonio and Madison Gonsoulin. I can't look that way, y'all. I thank God for them. I consider them to be my most valuable assets in life. To my beautiful daughter-in-law, Tritisha, and my wonderful grandchildren, Jada and Jaden, who are here today, and my other two grandchildren, Jason and Jameer, who are not able to make it. I say thank you. And last but not least, to my sister, Shannon, and her husband, Taurus White. Thank you for your love and consistent support. I've been in Alabama for almost 13 years. I moved to the state from Mississippi in June of 2012. Since that time, I have met some wonderful people that have played an important role in my life and my success as an educator. From my time serving as superintendent of Fairfield, is to people like Mr. Seth Goldman, who was then the board president, and a lifelong educator who took me under his wings to ensure that I succeeded professionally and personally. Thank you also to the District 5 superintendents, those who were there when I first came and those who are there now. You guys are truly a family, and I love you. And to the organizations like SSA and AASB. It was individuals like Dr. Eric Mackey, Dr. Matt Aiken, Mr. John Hurd, and my guy, Dr. Craig Pouncey, that I met when I first arrived in Alabama, whose kindness, relatability, and mentorship helped me to be in a position to succeed as a superintendent and as an educator. I appreciate each of you gentlemen. Y'all, let's give them a big round of applause. I never forget, I was on the job as superintendent for maybe a month or two, and things were getting rough because I had, one board member that was just insistent on going the other way from everybody else. Y'all know a little bit about that, right? And I was walking in the Galleria Mall, and I saw Matt. He was living in Piedmont. And we ran across each other, and we began to talk. And I don't know if he saw it on my face or not, but he said, "Brother, how's everything going?" And so we began to talk, and I began to share with him about my difficulty with this particular person. And he listened for a minute. Now, we're in the middle of the Galleria Mall in Hoover, Alabama. And after I finished, he said, I had a similar situation, and this is what you do. He said, you understand that that difficult board member is going to make you cross every T and dot every I. That person will make you better, will make you a better superintendent. So you approach it in that manner. As a young, well, I wasn't that young, but as a new superintendent, that meant the world to me. And I was able to do that, and he was right. 4 years later, I realized he was right. They made me a better person. It would not be fair of me to rank organizations or individuals that have been most influential to me, but I must say that the faculty, staff, students, parents, and board members of Jefferson County School District have been and continue to be a joy to serve and work alongside. First, beginning with the board members, I thank you for being the example that leads the school district. It's your input, your professionalism, kindness, and willingness to work collaboratively with me and with each other that keeps the heartbeat of the district beating strongly. Y'all, superintendents and board members, they can get along. And when they do, great work happens. You're more than just board members to me. I consider you to be my family. Today I have with me several of the people that directly surround me as we serve the families of JEFCOED. To my executive team, the 3 deputies, superintendents, the area directors, the cabinet members, I want to personally thank you for all that you do each and every day while serving next to me. It is because of your dedication, your hard work, and daily commitment that the children of Jefferson County School District are provided a quality public education that we can all be proud of. Now that I've gotten past the housekeeping matters, I can now start my speech. Let me tell you a story. And as I was listening to the video, I said, man, it's been a while since I did the video. I said, that's my whole speech, right? But I want to reiterate some of those things. Over 30 years ago, I started working as an educator. First day as a 6th grade teacher, you know, you heard what I said on the video. I was given the classroom of children that had failed at least 2 times. I had 6th graders that were 14 and 15 years old. And I was so excited about being a teacher that I shared it with my great-grandmother. And she listened to me, she listened to the excitement, and she said, listen, one thing I want you to do, I want you to get to know those children. And the best way that you could do that is to do a home visit within the first 2 months of school to every child in your classroom. I had 25 or 30. I wanted to ask if she would help me, right? But I visited the classroom, the homes of those students. I got a chance to get a peek into what they were going through, the obstacles. And I never forget when I got to almost the last child, and I was waiting to get to that child, to talk to her parent, because in the classroom she wasn't performing. I had a suspicion that she was smart enough to do the work, but she wasn't completing it. And so when I got to the home, and I'm talking to the mother, we're in the living room, and it was the fall time, getting close to 5:30. Time was, it was getting dark. And I noticed as it was getting dark outside, she wasn't turning on the lights in the inside. It suddenly occurred to me that there were no lights on in the inside. And one of the children came and put a candle and lit it while we continued to talk. After that home visit, I understood why that young lady wasn't completing her homework. You know, I could have formed an unsubstantiated conclusion. Had I not taken my great-grandmother's advice, I could have said the student did not care about learning, or even her parents did not value education. Instead, because of the home visit, I realized the only reason she did not complete her homework was because she simply ran out of time. She ran out of daylight. Learning cannot occur where there is no light. And y'all heard I asked the principal, could I go and do after-school tutoring? And he began to inform me that we can't pay for that. And that wasn't my motivation. So I asked him, could I just stay and just leave the lights on? Have a place for those children to come. And they came faithfully. Talk about rewarding. That young lady, she never missed a day. And this is why, as educators, we do what we do. I was riding around Birmingham, and I recently read a sign on a local billboard that said, It's more to us. It's personal. That is how I describe my first year as an educator and all other years that followed. Providing a public education to children and families of Jefferson County schools and the state of Alabama is a personal matter. That is why in our district, we have established educational opportunities which allow all children to receive a quality education with the end game of earning a high school diploma that is valuable. This is a document so valuable that it unlocks a future of unlimited possibility and endless opportunity. A document so valuable that it fulfills the true definition of a commencement ceremony, the start of something. A document so valuable that it puts a child in a position to earn a credential and be qualified to earn $40,000, $50,000, and even $60,000 right out of high school. And we do it because it's more to us. It's what? Personal. That's my brother-in-law. He knew I told him to say that, right? A document so valuable that in some cases students can apply and be accepted at a post-secondary institution of their choosing. And speaking of degrees, did you know that because they embraced the right opportunity for them, that we've had students earn an associate's degree 2 weeks before their high school graduation? One more example of the power of public education is when city leaders begin to look to the local public school system as the source of their workforce. In Jefferson County schools, we know the current and potential job markets. We work with our county commissioners and local economic groups to understand the workforce trends and ensure the programs that lead to high-paying jobs are embedded into our curriculum. I'm not talking about anything foreign to the group that's in this room, because this is what's happening all across the state of Alabama. Public school systems are creating these opportunities for the children they are serving. They are doing so because, like the billboard says, it's more to us. It's personal. When I went to compete at the national level, you know, sometimes I heard President Obama said, sometimes before you get to the room, you think the room is really big. And you think the people are really big until you get to the room. And you get in the room, and you realize the room is really not that big, nor are the people. And so as we were sitting at the press club, and after they asked 2 questions, and I heard the answers of the people I was competing against, I said, yeah, we got this, right? We got this. Because, you know, I was asked the question. I was asked this question when I first got there. It said, Alabama is not known for its academic excellence as a state. So what makes you think that you could be the face in the name of public education? And I told them a good story. I'm not going to go into that right now. But in the end, I told them, I said, well, Alabama has something to say. And for the next 3 days, we're going to say it. And I'm going to tell you all about it so that you can see that we're more than qualified to be the face and the voice for public education, that we are doing things in this state, and I said we, I'm not just talking about Jefferson County schools, but we are doing things in this state that can compete with any other school district, any other state across this great nation. It's personal to us. It's personal to the families we serve. We hear all the time that parents and students want choice. This conversation is deeply woven in today's society, that public monies are now being used to fund private education all across the country. I'm not going to get too political, guys. Well, I'm here today standing firm on the belief that school choice is not the issue, but rather leaving public schools out of the conversation is as if we could not provide public choice. Public schools in Alabama know how to provide school choice, and many of us already are. And if the truth be told, public education is overwhelmingly the only choice that many children have. As educational leaders in Alabama, we must insist that we receive the recognition and the funding to continue to offer choices and opportunities to all students. Again, thanks to everyone for this great honor, and I hope to see many of you in New Orleans so we can bring that national award home. God bless you all. Thank you.